Hello and welcome to this video in which I will be looking at the blues scale and how to play it over dominant 7th chords. I will be making adjustments to the scale so that you can actually move the scale with the chord. So if you have various dominant 7th chords built on different root notes within a song, you can move the scale with the chord and follow the changes. Here is the blues scale starting on an A note at fret 5 on the low E string. Fingers 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. Here is an A7 chord. There is a slight problem in that the note played with my second finger on the G string, within the chord, is not present within the scale. If you sustain any of the three notes on the G string, within the A blues scale against the A7 chord, they do not sound great. So we're going to make it a slight adjustment and raise the C note with my first finger on fret 5 to a C sharp note on fret 6. Once I've done this, I won't return to the C note or any of the other notes on the G string. I'm basically going to get off of the string. So here is the scale descending. The scale now sounds much more like the A7 chord. There are two other places within this scale pattern where there is a C note, and I'm going to raise both of these to a C sharp. One is the 8th fret on the high E string. I'm then not going to return to the C note. Might return to fret 5 instead. And the other one is on the low E string on fret 8 as well. I'm going to raise that to fret 9 and then go down to fret 5. Here is the scale with all the adjustments so far. A useful fingering variation is to take the C to C sharp notes on the low E string and instead play them on the A string on frets 3 and 4. By doing this, my low string on fret 5 is now played with my third finger, and it gives me easy access to the G note on fret 3 on my low string, and this extends the scale slightly. The original fingering becomes this, with the low G note. To further extend the range of the scale, I can take this low octave fingering, which is the same as the fingering on the middle two strings, and play the same fingering on the top two strings. This fingering is basically now frets 11, 10, 8, with our modification, fret 9, then get off the string to frets 10 and 8 on the B string. You now have various fingerings for this modified blues scale, which sounds great over the A7 chord. If you have a song with dominant 7th chords built on various root notes, you can simply move this scale pattern with the chord. A good example of this is the blues progression. A blues progression in the key of A consists of an A7 chord, a D7 chord, which I'm going to play with the root note on fret 10 on my low E string, and then an E7 chord, root note on the 12th fret on the low E string. We can then simply take our modified blues scale pattern and move it with the chord. Would work over the A7, for the D7, and then the E7, and back to the A7. This works even if you have dominant 7th chords in seemingly unrelated keys, and is a great way to be able to play over chord changes. Here's an A7 chord, D7, and the E7. If you try and play the original A blues scale without the modification, and follow the chords, this doesn't sound great. The reason is, as said right at the beginning of this video, the C note is actually a minor third. It outlines a minor chord or a minor 7 chord. So if you want to play an A blues scale over a blues in the key of A, you would generally just stick to an A blues scale over all three chords. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you can now add this modified blues scale to your repertoire of ideas, and it will inspire you to create some new sounds. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to join me for future videos for more tips and ideas.